Hi everyone, Spider-Man 1991 here. Hopefully I can do this review short since I only bought 3 comics. Alright, first of all, Amazing Spider-Man 639, One Moment in Time, Part 2. After Peter Parker was squashed by a fat guy and incapacitated for a night, he goes back to his apartment, beaten up, speaks to MJ, and she tells him that she wants him to give up being Spider-Man, that she would rather be Peter Parker's wife, not Spider-Man's wife. And when Peter says he can't, she storms out. And over the course of the next 24 hours, MJ is trying to get on with her day, but Peter's out as Spidey, saving the world. Or New York City, technically. Then she goes to talk to him about it, and Peter reveals he hasn't left his apartment outside of his Spidey costume. So Mary Jane reveals that the whole point she wanted to get married was because they could have kids, but she realizes that she couldn't live without Peter, so they decide basically just live together and not get married. And pretty much everything is almost the same. And when Aunt May is on her deathbed, apparently all Peter had to do was perform CPR himself, and he was able to save Aunt May's life. Wow, really, that's the big deal here. This is just getting pretty lame here. I mean, if that's all Peter needed to do, he could have just done it himself and not have to make the deal with the devil. Really, it just seems a little ridiculous how a simple solution like that, if he did try it could, and it didn't work, and it was just Mephisto, it just doesn't make any sense. This is just getting pretty lame. Alright, now for some good stuff. Red Robin, the assassination of Tim Drake. Now, Tim uncovers that Vicky Vale is getting real close to figuring out that Bruce Wayne's boys are actually Batman, Robin, and Red Robin. So when Tim goes to talk to Dick and Alfred about this, he decides to concede a plan, something similar to how Bruce would dress up, have someone pose as Batman while he's Bruce Wayne at the same time. So now, Tim spies on an assassin and a scarab to figure out to get his plan to fruition. And during a press conference, Red Robin is keeping an eye on Scarab while Scarab's aiming to shoot Tim Drake. So Scarab fires, shoots Tim, and Red Robin goes into action. Now, and thankfully Red Robin's able to get Scarab knocked into a field of electromagnetic pulses which renders her suit powerless. Tim's rushed to the hospital, where it's revealed that the Tim Drake was none other than Megan Morse, Miss Martian. And thankfully, thanks to Leslie Tompkins, Tim is for the next few months or so, is going to be wearing crutches, and he's able to reveal some names of crooked cops, and he's off Vicky Vale's list and off Anarchy's as well. So next issue, we're going to see Red Robin take on Anarchy. Alright, Red Robin number 15. It's a good plan by Tim to show that, I have to admit, it's taking the whole classic idea of someone posing as the hero while you're in your real identity to the next level by faking a shootout, so he'll pretty much be injured, and that will pretty much provide that no excuse that he could be Red Robin. So yeah, it's pretty good. Alright, and now for the coup de grace this week, Brightest Day number 7. I actually enjoyed this issue because finally we're revealed why these people are back to life. First of all, while Deadman eats his first amount of food since he was brought back, Hawk and Dove are transported to Mexico, where Deadman is able to lift the White Lantern, and it's revealed that the White Entity of Life is dying, and now each of the beings that were brought back have been chosen to protect the world until the arrival of the new champion of life. Alright, so for John Jones's mission, he's revealed to burn down the forest in Star City. And apparently now Martian Manhunter has heat vision. Though that could just be Martian vision. And Ronnie Raymond and Firestorm, well, Ronnie needs to study more, and Jason Rush needs to get his head out of the books. Oh yeah, and this cool White Lantern Firestorm looks badass. And and they have to learn from each other so they can stop what is left of Black Lantern Firestorm. Hawkman has to stop the beings of Hawk World from leaving, and he has to stop their queen. While Hawk Girl has to make sure Hathset doesn't kill Hawkman, or else the reincarnation cycle will end. Aquaman, well, it's pretty obvious. He has to find the new Aqualad first before anyone else does. Alright, and everyone else. Captain Boomerang, he has to throw a boomerang at Dove. Jade has to apparently balance the darkness and that her brother will save her friends. Osiris, he has to free his sister. And apparently Maxwell Lord has to take out Magog. And I'm kind of glad about this. Apparently Edward Thong's mission was to free Barry Allen from the Speed Force, so he earned his life back. So no more from Reverse Flash. And Hawk's mission is to stop the boomerang that Captain Boomerang is supposed to throw at Dove, which really doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And Boston Brand, his mission is to find the new champion to take the place of the entity. Alright? Also, side note, I forgot to mention, but back in New Mexico, when Deadman gets the White Lantern, the new Aqualad, Jackson, apparently that's his name, is having some sort of reaction when the Lantern is activated. So yeah, Brightest Day #7 was a pretty good read. I enjoyed it. And finally we have some reveals about who's going to do what, which is just great, because now that question has finally been answered. And I do look forward to and I'm still kind of looking forward to what the other heroes who are featured in this particular book have to do. So yeah. And that's all I have to say. Spider-Man 1991 saying, see you later.